Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Basement Arcana Behind the Screens.
I'm Hui, you're not so average DM.
And I'm Skip, and I recently learned that there's a series of things you should probably not say together in quick succession.
Yeah, conjunction, yeah, it happens. But
let's get into it! We're back, you crusty bum basement dwellers.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, tonight, here's what we're going to do. We've got a little bit of a personal, what would you call it? A personal selection. Yes, let's go with selection of
treasury.
A menagerie of monsters that we think will, well, make your low-level players poop their pants in combat. Now,
AKA CR5.
Ooh, yes. See, now what got me thinking about this was after our, my session with you guys, where you guys fought the Aboleth and the two Slods.
Yep.
I got to thinking, well, shit, that was a...
had me on the edge of my seat.
That was a pretty interesting interaction. Yeah. I enjoyed the fight from the beginning, and it just kept getting a little bit more hairy.
It gets hairy also in the fact that half the party wanted to try to escape an unescapable situation.
Well,
or will attempt to.
Yeah. Well, escape to the point where I think what happened was they were like, all right, we're out of the cave. Now let's ambush them.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
So, that doesn't always work. Yeah. And you'll notice some of these little minis, none of these, in fact, are anything that we decided to pull from the monster manual for this.
Nope. They're not. But you'll find that out later when we go over the CR5s that we chose.
Yeah. So, none of them are actually the Bullet, the Cloaker, the Hellhound, the Hill Giant, the Tyrannosaurus, or the Storm Giant.
Yeah.
Any old. Those are all. These are pretty nasty all in themselves. Anyway.
Yeah, we painted these all. Well, a majority of them.
Shh. They don't need to know that.
They know that now, though.
They didn't need to.
Anyway, we're going to talk about CR5s. So, starting off, do you want to start off?
Why don't you start off? Let's see what you got
we'll
cooking up in the first round of this.
The first one, which I chose because in my campaign that I was running, which is very demon heavy. Yes, yeah. Correct. It's really hard to find demons, and as I've spoke in a previous behind the scenes, finding demons that are low enough CR that your party won't get massacred in the beginning, especially from like level 1 to, I don't know, 1 to 3 even.
Yeah.
Like, without having found something in the monster manual or somewhere else and kind of cutting back on the AC, the health, the amount of spells or legendary actions even that they can use. But I landed on one that I think you guys really enjoyed. It was when you were coming...
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, everybody thought they were going to die.
First hit was... I'm pretty sure the first hit on me was a critical hit.
Yeah, that was like the first critical hit. I hit the whole freaking session.
Yeah, it took 3/4 of my HP immediately.
And you ran.
I was like, I
gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I had to. Sorry.
So I chose as my first one is a CR5 Cambion. It is the offspring of a fiend, specifically a succubus or incubus, and a human. They inherit aspects from both their parents, and they are born to be bad.
So, what kind of stats do they have?
Yeah, so starting off with the armor class of 19.
We found that on
a little difficult.
Real quick.
As well as 82 hit points, which when I first started this, I didn't really knock him down at all because I was like, oh, he has 82 hit points. I think you guys were all level 4 at the time.
Yep.
And once I saw the 82 hit points, I was like, oh, AC 19 out the window. Didn't even think about it. And he has a ground speed of 30 and a flight speed of 60.
Okay.
He can fly.
He can fly, he can fly, he can fly.
Yep, they can fly. And the thing about them that makes them a little bit... I think what boosts their AC is the fact that the AC of the Cambion includes its charisma bonus.
Oh, okay.
And they're a little bit charismatic with a 16, so +3 to their charisma. They have innate spell casting. They can cast Alter Self, Command, Detect Magic, and Planes Shift. They can only cast that on themselves, though. However, they have 2 melee attacks, including using Fire Ray twice. That's what I kicked off on you guys. He didn't use that Fire Ray twice.
Yeah.
Their Spear attack can deal 1d6 plus 4. Their Fire Ray can deal 3d6. Ouch.
Yeah, and critical hits fucking suck.
Yeah, especially. One of the most difficult thing about them, though, I believe, the AC is a tough thing to get around, but the fact that they have the Fiendish Charm.
Yeah.
Where they can, one humanoid the Cambion can see within 30 feet of it must succeed on a DC 14 saving throw, or be magically charmed for 1 day. The charmed target obviously obeys the Cambion's commands, and if the target suffers any harm from the Cambion or another creature, or receives a suicidal command, it's kind of rough, from the the target can repeat the saving throw. So I think we experienced something similar in your last session as well with the Aboleth.
Oh, take damage. Yeah. So that was the halfling blood hunter in our group.
Yes,
who was under. He was enslaved by the Aboleth.
And after enough of us talked about it, finally I said, I'm going to hit him.
Yes. And with the Aboleth, that was the only way to get him to roll again, because they get 1 roll per 24 hours to try and break it.
Oh, so if he had failed that would have been it. He would have remained.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, thank God for Twitchy, but once in a while doing something good.
Well, no. What I mean was, outside of being hit, he only has 1 save to try and get out of it every 24 hours.
Oh, okay. So on his turn,
unless I misread that, but that was my understanding of it.
So I chose to go with this one, obviously, because, as I said, my campaign is very demonic, demon-heavy in its origin.
Yeah.
And so that was my first go at.
So a lot of these are going to be situational, obviously, his being a demon-heavy campaign. I went with, this CR 5, I went with the Wraith, which is medium dead, neutral evil. And they're not especially armored or anything along those lines, but there's a bunch to them that if there's enough of them around, they could quickly turn a combat situation into a deadly combat situation.
More of a horde situation. They're a horde.
Not even so much. I would say, even to the point of, not even a horde, maybe 3-4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something along those. Their armor class is only 13.
Okay.
They have 67 or 9d8 plus 27 hit points, with a walking speed of 0 because they're a ghostly sort of
floating
thing. Yep. Yeah. But they have a hover fly speed of 60. But they have a number of damage resistances: acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Cambion as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have all those as well.
Non-magical attacks that aren't silvered.
So silvered weapons, melee-wise, the only things that can damage them.
That and magical stuff.
Okay.
They have immunities to necrotic and poison damage.
So they can't damage them at all.
Very, very little at this point. So the resistance is you're going to take half damage for any of that. They have conditioned immunities from charmed, exhaustion, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained. They have dark vision up to 60 feet, passive perception of 12. They know the language at New in Life. They have incorporeal movement. The Wraith can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 5 or 1d10 force damage if it ends its turn inside an object.
Yeah.
They have sunlight sensitivity, but their actions are life drain. So it's a melee weapon attack +6 to hit, reach of 5, and that is 21 or 4d8 +3 damage. Necrotic damage, that is, and the target must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or its hit points maximum is reduced by the amount equal to the damage it took.
Oof.
So, this reduction lasts until the target finishes a long rest, and the target dies if it reduces its hit point maximum to 0.
Oh god.
So not only that, there's create specter. The Wraith gets a human targets a humanoid within 10 feet of it and has been dead for no longer than 1 minute and died violently. The target's spirit rises as a specter in the space of its corpse or the nearest unoccupied space. The specter is under the Wraith's control. The Wraith can have it do no more than 7 specters under a spell at one time. So there's a bunch of shit.
Hopefully you have a campaign of 8 or more.
Yeah, so Wraiths. Right off the bat, I don't necessarily want to mess with any of those. Again, a lot of these are going to be situational, but a Wraith in a graveyard could be kind of fun.
Plus, if you got a Wraith in a graveyard, chances are you got a few Wraiths in that graveyard.
Yeah, there's probably
and as
a
you
few.
said, it can be real bad if they get a couple more.
I was just thinking we should probably let's save that one to the end.
Yeah, sure thing.
Cool. Next up, what do you got?
So I think what I'll go over right here is probably something that most people that get into D&D know quite a bit about. I lost it. I'm working on it. Here we go. There we are. Elementals. And I chose to do this as a group, not so much a specific, because, one, they're all CR5s. But that includes air elementals, earth elementals, fire elementals, and water elementals. We encountered a fire elemental in your campaign quite early on. Briefly. And this was all due to not wanting to go to a librry. And this was all due and drink tea and wanted to get into some shit, quote unquote. And so
This was the first campaign.
Yeah, this was the first campaign. Long story short, we go to libraries now and drink tea. Because low enough level and not really understanding and elementals can be really difficult. So, just because, I'll go over the fire elemental. So we'll do this though. For instance, fire elementals have the lowest armor class out of all the elementals, whereas with the armor class of 13. However, earth has 17, air has 15, and water has 14. They are all CR5s, as I said. Each one has a variable difference in damage resistances, such as fire has resistances to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks, immunities to fire and poison, and conditioned immunities to exhaustion, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, and unconscious. And just to name a few from the other ones, Earth, the only vulnerability they have is thunder. Resistances is bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks, and their immunity is poison. What am I looking at here?
I forgot how to read.
I can't find the damn movement. That's what the speed of 50.
Damn. Really?
Yeah, the speed of fire has speed of 50. Earth's has a speed of 30, but they can burrow 30 feet.
Oh.
Air has 0, because obviously it's air. They can fly, but they have a fly speed of 90.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And water has a 30 feet movement speed, as well as a swim speed of 90.
God damn. You
ain't getting away from none of them if you're looking up in the air or you're looking in the water.
Note taken.
Yeah. So, for fire form, the elemental can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch without squeezing a creature that touches the elemental or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet of it takes 1d10 damage. In addition, the elemental can enter a hostile creature's space and stop there. The first time it enters a creature's space on a turn, the creature takes 1d10 fire damage and catches fire until someone takes an action to douse the fire. The creature also takes 1d10 fire damage at the start of each of its turns in that radius.
Golly.
Obviously, it has illumination. It's fire.
Yeah.
Up to 30 feet. And dim light, an additional 30 feet. So 60.
Yeah.
Give or take. Water susceptibility. For every 5 feet the elemental moves in water, for every gallon of water splashed on it, it takes 1 cold damage. Not 1d anything. Just 1 cold damage. So for every gallon. It has a multi-attack of 2 touch attacks, and their touch attacks are 2d6 plus 3 fire damage. If the target is a creature or flammable object, it ignites until a creature can take an action to douse that fire or take 1d10 fire damage.
Damn, put it out.
Now, each of the elementals has an individual specific attack that, although all of them maintain that 2 attacks.
Yep.
Air being Whirlwind, DC 13 strength saving throw. On a failure, target takes 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage, is flung up to 20 feet away. Earth, the elemental can burrow. The elemental deals double damage to objects and structures. Water, they can deal a slam attack, which is similar in damage.
I want to see a fire elemental and a water elemental fight.
Probably wouldn't work too well.
I think it might just be a hot love session.
A hot love. It
gets a little steamy, if you know what I mean.
So yeah, I think that if you really want to try getting your characters in your campaign into that kind of, if you have a few level 3s, maybe a couple level 4s, or even a couple level 5s, that kind of deal. Any kind of elemental can be a great addition to a fight.
Yeah.
Take a look at them. They all have their individual kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? Caveats.
Yeah.
So definitely take a look at them. They're fun. They can be difficult. And that's what the point of being CR5 is. Especially low levels.
Yeah. Yeah. So next up, I got the old standby. The old D&D, well, one of the old D&D standbys. Not dragon. So get that out of your don't even think about that, because that would be just too cliche. I grabbed a troll.
Oh,
trolls. Yes, they are large, giant, chaotic, evil. Armor class of 15. I just like the way they look. They're kind of lanky and like blah 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 blah. HP of 84 or 8d10 plus 40. So could be a lot, depending on...
What was the hit point?
84.
Oh, I thought you said 44. I was like, oh, no, sound like a CR5.
Or 8d10 plus 40. So it could potentially, if you are...
a roller of health.
Yeah, you could potentially have 120 HP on that. They're they're just, and I think for these guys, they would be maybe 1 or 2 to fight, just because they don't have a whole lot going on as far as a range of resistances or immunities or any sort of resistances to magical spells or anything along those lines. But they've got Dark Vision of 60. They speak Giant. They have Keen Smell, so any they have advantage on anything rolled pertaining to smell, like perception rolls. What got me was the troll regains 10 hit points at the start of its turn. If the troll takes acid or fire damage, the trait doesn't function at the start of the troll's next turn. The troll only dies if it starts with 0 hit points and doesn't regenerate. So that means if you hit it with fire or acid damage, its next turn it can't regenerate, right? But if it's still got hit points in the following turn, you don't hit it with the acid or fire. So the only way
it can die is from acid
or fire by the previous attack, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. It does have the multi-attack, with one being the bite, the other being the claw. But it actually makes 3 attacks. So the multi-attack, if you choose to do that, you
with the claw, with the bite.
You get 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws.
Okay.
So like a chomp, chomp, swipe, swipe. Or a chomp, swipe, swipe. 1 chomp, 2 swipes. 1 chomp, 2 swipes. Which are +7 to hit. And it's either, if you go with averages versus rolling, which I'm a roller, I imagine most people roll for their damage on everything and don't take damage. It's 1d6 +4 piercing on the bite, +7 to hit, with a reach of 5, and it's 2d6 +4.
+7 to hit. Ouch.
Yeah. But that's Troll. It's classic.
It is a classic.
I think they're kind of cool. I don't necessarily know. We haven't come across it. I haven't
put one in my campaign.
Anything that I have here, I haven't put in the campaigns.
Okay.
So I went with obscure stuff that I thought I'd like to see, potentially. Except maybe the last one.
I chose, the last one.
The last one, maybe. I don't know if I used that stat block.
But we experienced something.
Kind of. Moving on. Next one.
So, should we go to that one? Or should we add one more?
No. Do your next one.
Okay.
And then we'll do... So you do your next one. We'll each do one more, and then the last one.
Okay.
Cool.
Works for me. So then I will go to the werebear.
Ooh.
Now, there's many types of were creatures in D&D.
Were-animals.
Were-animals. There's the were-boar, the were-rat, the were-wolf. The were-bear really caught my attention. Mostly because it's a humanoid that changes into a were-bear. Obviously, that's the whole point of it. In the humanoid form, it only has an AC of 10. Whereas 11 in a bear or hybrid. Because it can be like kind of half in the werebear form, half in the humanoid form.
So something terrifyingly grotesque.
Yeah, something horrible.
Like American Werewolf in London, where he's like half transformed.
Yeah, it meets like the movie Underworld, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
or something in a test tube going,
"Kill me, kill me, I'm." So it's what really got me though. It's a CR5 with 135 hit points.
What?
Yeah, 135 hit points, or one
golly,
18d8 plus 54.
Wow, 18d8 plus 50. Wow,
yeah, no shit. Has a speed of 30 feet right now. 40-foot climb, 30 foot in bear or hybrid form. Has +7 to perception, so he ain't losing him too easy. Has damage immunities of bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, non-magical attacks not made with silver weapons. Has a passive perception of 17.
Wow.
Rough.
You are not getting past that.
No. So shape changer, obviously. The werebear can use its action to polymorph into a large bear humanoid hybrid or into a large bear or back into its true form, which is its humanoid form. Huh. Its statistics, other than its size and AC, are the same in each form, and any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts to its true form if it dies. So back to its humanoid form.
Yep.
Keen smell. The werebear has advantage on all wisdom or perception checks that rely on smell.
Much like the troll.
Yes. Multi-attacks. In bear form,
have that too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially once you start getting into like the CR 4, 5, and plus area, you're going to start seeing multi-attacks of 2, 3 plus. And keen sense.
I perceive deodorant.
I perceive the same. In bear form, the werebear makes 2 claw attacks. In humanoid form, it makes 2 great attacks.
Oh.
In hybrid form, it can attack like a bear or a humanoid. So it can make a great axe attack.
Or the claw
attack.
Oh, shit.
Now, in the bear or hybrid form, it can use a bite, which is a +7 to attack, a reach of 5, and has a 2d10 +4 piercing damage. If the target is a humanoid, it must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be cursed with werebear lycanthropy.
That'd be kind of cool,
That'd
though.
Be cool.
That'd be super cool to be a werebear.
Yeah, it would, dude. And in claw, bear hybrid form, it is a +7 to attack, reach of 5, with a 2d8 +4 slashing damage. Does not have the chance of taking on the werebear lycanthropy. The great axe attack in humanoid or hybrid form is a melee weapon attack, +7 to hit, reach of 5, and is a 1d12 +4 slashing damage.
Damn.
That's all he has. But what I loved most about him was the versatility of a werebear. Not only as a monster, but hear me out.
Hearing, but my eye also
which is real bad.
Right.
I've seen campaigns take on homebrew situations with werewolves.
Yep.
Where you can get werewolf lycanthropy. Now we have werebear lycanthropy. And this has been in the monster manual. I never even knew about it. I was just flipping through here looking for CR5s, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make a werebear character.
A werebear-actor.
A werebear-actor. The best part about it is you have 3 forms: human, hybrid, and straight-up werebear.
Yeah.
And you can spread your disease, and you can choose to fight however you want.
Gift that keeps on giving.
Gift that just keeps
werebear
on
lycanthropy.
Giving. It's beautiful. I loved it, and that's why I chose it. And I hope that
I'll just kill your character, and then you can make
perfect. I've been waiting for this. You almost did it.
And I've been waiting for your character to die anyway.
All my damn players that I play with keep bringing me back to life.
God damn it! And it only took 4 sessions.
Yeah, 4 sessions.
All right.
Yeah.
So my next is I don't know if I'm saying this right. I'm going to say Lamia.
The Lamia.
Lamia Majora.
Lamia Majora.
I'm a child.
Yeah, we are.
So this is a large, chaotic, evil monstrosity, which kind of looks like essentially a centaur.
Yeah.
But with a lion's body.
Yeah.
Like, also a person's body, like a person on the centaur. Which, fun fact, I didn't know. I actually looked it up. Centaurs were, the term was kentauros, which only meant horse archer, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I forget the great details of it, but it was a group of horseback archers that took out a herd of disruptive bulls in Greek mythology. Anyways, back to the Lamia Majora. We can't forget about the Lamia Majora.
No, we can't. Tell us about it, please.
So, natural armor of 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a CR. Oh, this is a CR4. This isn't even a CR5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I decided to pull a little bit from other ones, like even, lower level.
Like we said, 4 and 5s, you start getting into multi-attacks. It starts getting...
But even for a CR4, this had 97 HP.
No way.
Or 13 D10 plus 26. So it could potentially have 156.
56 freaking health?
Yeah. Yeah. Speed of 30, which is pretty average. It's got Deception plus 7. Insight plus 4. Stealth plus 3. Dark Vision and Passive Perception of 12. It knows Abyssal and Common.
Abyssal?
Yep. So, what kind of got me was it has innate spell casting, right? And the spell save is only 13, not necessarily too
high up
extremely
there, yeah.
difficult, but it can innately cast. It can disguise itself as at will, so you may never even know that you've come across one. Any humanoid form. So it can take any humanoid form. And it can also cast Major Image at will. It gets 3 of each of these a day. So you get Charm Person, Mirror Image, Scrying, and Suggestion. And I have to look this last one up just to remember offhand.
I feel like a Lamia would be a terrible experience if you were to approach one in in a brothel.
Oh God!
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Imagine being in a brothel getting torn apart by a lamia.
Oh.
So it also can once per day cast. It's spelled Geas, and I had to look it up, and it's
Dice.
No, it's actually an old Gaelic word pronounced Geish. I had to look it up to pronounce it properly because I didn't want to be a complete idiot on that one. But it says you place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. While the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once a day. A creature that can't understand you is unaffected by the spell. You can issue any command that you choose, short of an activity that would result in certain death. Should you issue a suicidal command, the spell ends.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, the spell can... you can end the spell by using an action and dismiss it, blah, 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 and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
When you cast the spell using a spell slot of 7th or 8th level, the duration is 1 year. When you cast the spell using a slot 9th level, the spell lasts until it is ended by one of the spells mentioned above. Remove curse, greater restoration,
what
wish.
Character do I have to make to get this spell? Because I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna cast it on everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's just
that's terrifying.
That's the innate spell casting. That's not even the multi attack, right? Or the melee attacks, I should say. So there's a multi attack which makes 2 attacks, one with its claws and one with its dagger, or intoxicating touch. We'll get to that in a minute. Claws is +5 to hit. It is 14 or 2d10 plus 3 damage for the claw.
Oh.
The dagger is, typical dagger. Is +5 to hit, 1d4 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
But intoxicating touch is a melee spell attack, 5 feet, 5 foot range.
Yep.
One creature. The hit target is magically cursed for 1 hour. Until the curse ends, the target has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and all ability checks.
Oh God, that's miserable.
Yeah. So that's the Lamia Majora in a nutshell.
Every time.
It's very dangerous.
Every time.
It's very dangerous.
I'm not messing with those.
It's very intoxicating. The labia just spit everywhere.
It's
the
good.
labia majora is very intoxicating.
Well,
I love the labia.
I love the labia majora. I am
moving on. Let's get past the childishness. Never.
Well, we came to a conclusion on one together.
Yes.
I believe.
So
and we chose ours completely separate without telling each other, and we happened to find the same one.
Yes. And like I said, there's a version of this, and I don't know what stat block I actually used for this, but in the campaign, we did come across a hag of sorts, and we both, with this last one, picked the night hag.
Yep.
Why don't you start off with the description there, Bob?
So, do you want me to go through the actual description, or do you want me to go through the
whatever your little heart desires?
All right. Well, I'll just say the night hag is a sly and submersive night hag. Wants to see the virtuous turn to villainy, love turned into obsession, and kindness turned to hate. Devotion to disregard and generosity to selfishness. Night hags take perverse joy in corrupting mortals.
There you go.
She has a armor class of 17, or hit points of 112, or 15d8 plus 45.
Wow. Yeah, that's math I can't do off the top of my head.
I can't do it off the top of my head neither, but a typical movement speed of 30.
Yeah.
Speed of 30. She has the skills of +7 to deception. That makes sense. She's a hag. You see that in every kind of story.
Yeah, damn hags.
Insight of +6, because she knows when your ass is lying. She knows when you're trying to deceive her.
Yeah.
And
she sees you when you're sleeping.
And she knows when you're awake.
Believe me.
Perception of +6 and a stealth of +6. And this makes sense mostly because I thought night.
Yep.
Good at stealth.
NIGHT, not like...
Yeah. Living in most hags live in swamps.
Swampy-ish areas.
Good at stealth, Damage resistances to cold, fire, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks not made with a silvered weapon. Condition immunities of charmed. Can't charm a hag. She's just miserable to begin with.
I'm going to, reading ahead, this is not the stat block that I used.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, really?
No, it's definitely not. I think I might have used that one.
The sea hag?
Nope, definitely wasn't that either.
Okay.
Moving on.
Condition immunities to charmed, like I said, because you ain't charming a hag. She's a hag. Miserable to begin with. Languages of abyssal, common, infernal, and primordial. And obviously, if you don't have...
I've got it all, buddy. I've got it all.
The actions are the same?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not the stat block I used for the campaign.
Oh, that's what you meant. Shit, I thought we were using different things.
It was a different... So, it was a whole different hag that I used.
Okay.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head which one I actually used.
There's a couple in here, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway... Yeah. I went through that. Why don't you go ahead and talk to us a little bit about the damage they can do and the things they got.
So again, what threw me off and made me realize that I didn't use this particular hag for our campaign was the innate spell casting with this particular type of hag. The spell save is a DC 14 plus 6 to hit with spell attacks. Blah, blah, blah. At will, she can use detect magic and magic missile, dude, at will. Just just fireworks. Yeah, another one of those. We don't need that this time, man. Yeah, we don't need that this time. Unless you want to just do one right here. Perfect. And if it's silent during that part, I'll understand why.
Yep.
Twice, they get two of these. Yeah, two of each of these. Plane shift on their self only. Ray of enfeeblement.
Which is a nasty spell. It's a nasty spell. And I'll tell you
and then sleep. the magic resistance. The hag has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And as far as actions go, hag form only. Hag form only. Hag form. Hag form here. The melee weapon, or melee attack is claws, +7 to hit with a reach of 5, 1 target, blah, blah, blah. 13 damage or 2d8 +4.
Yep.
And they can change shape. The hag magically polymorphs into a smaller, medium female humanoid or back to her true form. Her statistics are the same in each form, which is kind of cool. And etherealness. The hag magically enters the ethereal plane from the material plane, or vice versa. To do so, the hag must have a heartstone in her procession.
The procession of the hag.
And as far as what we had said about knowing, she sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake, right? Once per day, she has a thing called nightmare hunting.
This is what makes it.
While on the ethereal plane, the hag magically touches a sleeping humanoid on the material plane. A protection from evil and good spell cast on the target prevents this contact, as does a magic... why did I read that as magic missile?
Magic missile, because you just want that magic missile.
I love magic missile as a cantrip. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's the best.
As long as the contact persists, the target has dreadful visions. If these visions last for at least 1 hour, the target gains no benefit from rest, and its hit point maximum is reduced by 5 or 1d10. If the effect reduces the target's hit point maximum to 0, the target can die in his fucking sleep, dude.
Woof.
Blah. And if the target was evil, its soul is trapped in the hag's soul bag. The reduction to the target's hit point maximum lasts until removed by greater restoration or similar magic. Holy smokes, these monsters are fearsome.
I would not want to meet a
low level, too.
Yeah, you can. It's a
Think
CR5.
about the fucking level 20s and shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Think about the fact that if you are a DM that is devious and evil, you can use a CR5 Night Hag to possibly kill a level 20 if they can't figure it out.
Or any one of your players in their sleep.
Yeah, I mean, if you just don't like somebody, Night Hag them. Just Night Hag them.
To death.
To death.
To death. Hit them in their labia.
Majora.
So those are the ones we picked out. There are numerous others that you can choose from. These were the ones I think it's safe to say we both thought would add a little spice to your low-level combat situations, as well as maybe a little chocolate pudding to your players' pants.
Yeah, because they're going to be shitting themselves after they hear this.
Any hoozle.
See these.
I think we're
way past our normal
way
time.
Past. So, with that, thanks for joining us.
We love you.
Boo, 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 boo. That's my heart. That's a potato. There we go. That's close. There we go. It's better than the potato. We've replaced his heart with a baked potato.
We're Frankenstein now, people.
Anyway, we're done. Follow us on our social medias. Links,
like us,
information,
us.
And all that good stuff.
And we love you for it. We do.
Forever will, or at least until next week. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Shit, we fucking want to fucking say.
Hey,
motherfucker.
Give it 10 seconds and YouTube doesn't penalize you for it.
Penicize me.
Yeah.
Penicizing.
YouTube will penicize you if you swear in the first 10 seconds.
Penicizing.
Yeah.
First 10 seconds.
Find out how slow you are.
10 seconds.
It's your job to delete this shit.
Yeah.
No, I can't. The intro is less than 10 seconds long. If you guys fucking swear the first 10 seconds, then YouTube will demonetize
Well,
us.
fuck you, fuck.
Get all the fucks out! Get all the fucking fucks out! You fucking bitch! You fucking asshole! Fucking cocksucker!
I did it. You good?
How many of these fucking...
How many fucks can fuck could fuck?
Okay.
Anyway, sorry for all the people that work at the laundromat next door.
They don't hear anything. They've got dryer sheets in their ears.
Yeah, dryers in their ears. Good
The
times.
whole dryer.
The whole dryer.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this. Yeah, fun, yeah.
We don't. This is terrible. This is the worst not job I've ever had.